The Illusion of Equal Opportunity: Why Black Women Entrepreneurs Succeed Despite America's Broken Promises. When I first sat down with Latoya Malone, I knew I was in the presence of a force of nature. For those who don't know her, Latoya isn't just a visionary advocate for Black women entrepreneurs. She's a revolutionary who has dedicated her life to dismantling the invisible barriers that keep brilliant minds from reaching their full economic potential. Through her groundbreaking work, she's created pathways where there were once only dead ends, illuminating truths that many in positions of power would prefer to keep hidden. Today, I'm honored to share the profound insights from our conversation. Insights that challenge not just how we think about entrepreneurship, but how we understand American opportunity itself. Let me start with a truth that should shake you. Black women are the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs in America. This statistic is often celebrated in glossy magazines and corporate diversity reports as proof that the American dream is alive and well, that anyone with determination can build a successful business. But here's what those celebratory headlines don't tell you: only 14% of Black women owned businesses ever cross the $100,000 annual revenue threshold. 14%. In a country that prides itself on being the land of opportunity, only a small fraction of these ambitious, innovative entrepreneurs ever reach what most would consider basic business sustainability. This isn't just a disappointing statistic, it's evidence of a profound systemic failure. When we celebrate Black women's entrepreneurial spirit without acknowledging the concrete barriers that limit their growth, we're participating in a dangerous fiction. We're pretending that determination alone can overcome centuries of intentional economic exclusion. We're suggesting that if only these women worked harder, dreamed bigger, or took more risks, they too could join the ranks of seven-figure business owners. The truth, as Latoya so powerfully articulated, is that Black women entrepreneurs aren't failing. The system designed to support entrepreneurship is failing them. Consider this reality. When seeking business loans, Black women receive an average of $42,000 less than their white male counterparts with identical qualifications. This isn't a minor inconvenience, it's a structural impediment that shapes everything from day to day operations to long term growth strategies. When you're starting with less, growing with less, and planning with less, Latoya explained, every business decision carries more weight and more risk. There's virtually no room for the kind of experimental growth that venture backed startups take for granted. But here's where this story takes an unexpected turn. Because despite these formidable obstacles, or perhaps because of them, Black women entrepreneurs have developed extraordinary strategies for success that offer lessons for us all. Take Natalie Madeira Cofield, founder of Walker's Legacy. After experiencing firsthand the isolation of being one of few Black women in entrepreneurial spaces, Cofield didn't just accept this reality, she transformed it. She built Walker's Legacy as a platform specifically dedicated to empowering multicultural women entrepreneurs across the United States. The organization confronted head on the exclusion Black women faced from mainstream entrepreneurial networks and their difficulty accessing funding opportunities. They constructed robust networking events, educational workshops tailored for minority women founders, and advocated relentlessly for policy changes to create more equitable funding access. The results? Thousands of members have reported increased confidence in their business skills. Many have secured their first investments through connections made via Walker's legacy programs. The organization has grown into one of America's largest platforms supporting diverse female founders, with partnerships spanning government agencies and Fortune 500 companies. This is what resistance looks like. This is what community power looks like. Or consider B. Dixon and the Honey Pot Company. Dixon didn't just want to create plant based feminine care products. She wanted to revolutionize an industry that had long ignored the specific needs of women of color. But as both a woman founder and especially as a Black woman, Dixon struggled to secure startup capital in an industry dominated by larger corporations with established supply chains. Did she give up? No, she innovated. She leveraged crowdfunding campaigns alongside grassroots marketing efforts, targeting underserved consumers who resonated with her story. Dixon sought out accelerators focused on underrepresented founders for mentorship opportunities. She didn't just accept the limitations of traditional funding pathways, she created new ones. Within 5 years, the Honey Pot Company achieved multi-million dollar sales, and Dixon became one of only a handful of Black women founders with products stocked nationally at Target stores. Her journey has inspired countless other aspiring entrepreneurs, demonstrating that authentic storytelling coupled with strategic resourcefulness can overcome entrenched industry barriers. This pattern of innovation in the face of exclusion appears again with Morgan DeBaun and Blavity Inc. After seeing firsthand how little mainstream media reflected authentic experiences relevant for younger generations within communities of color, DeBaun left her comfortable corporate tech role to build something new. When she encountered skepticism from investors unfamiliar with culturally specific media markets and navigated stereotypes doubting her leadership capabilities as a young Black woman CEO, DeBon didn't wait for permission to succeed. She bootstrapped early operations while building an engaged online community. Only after demonstrating strong audience traction metrics did she eventually raise millions in venture capital. Today, Blavity reaches over 100 million millennials monthly across its portfolio of brands. After raising over $11 million and launching multiple verticals spotlighting innovation among underrepresented groups, Blavity has become both an economic engine, employing dozens full time, and a cultural force amplifying diverse voices often overlooked elsewhere. What these stories share, Walker's legacy, the Honey Pot Company, and Blavity, is a commitment to redefining success beyond conventional metrics. Yes, revenue matters. Yes, growth matters. But so does impact, so does representation, so does creating pathways for others. As Latoya emphasized in our conversation, success isn't just about what you build, it's about who you become in the process and who you bring along with you. This perspective fundamentally challenges how we think about entrepreneurship itself. It's not just about individual achievement, it's about collective advancement. It's not just about profit, it's about purpose. It's not just about breaking ceilings, it's about building entirely new structures. For Black women entrepreneurs, this means recognizing that the journey may be longer and more complex than for others. It means acknowledging systemic barriers while refusing to be defined by them. It means celebrating progress at every stage rather than waiting for some distant finish line to feel accomplished. But this message isn't just for Black women entrepreneurs, it's for all of us. Because how we define success, individually and collectively, shapes everything from policy decisions to funding priorities to who we celebrate and why. When we broaden our understanding of entrepreneurial success to include not just financial metrics, but also community impact, representation, and systemic change, we create space for more diverse voices and visions. We recognize that the most valuable innovations often come from those who have been historically marginalized precisely because they've had to see opportunities where others saw only obstacles. Sometimes the most revolutionary act, Latoya noted, is to succeed on your own terms, in your own time, with your own definition of what matters. This brings me to a powerful truth that emerged from our conversation. Your journey doesn't have to look like anyone else's to be valid, valuable, and victorious. These words serve as both affirmation and challenge, reminding us that there is no single path to success, no universal timeline for achievement. The stories of Walker's legacy, the Honeypot Company, and Blavity demonstrate that when Black women entrepreneurs embrace this mindset, when they refuse to be limited by conventional wisdom or systemic barriers, they don't just succeed individually, they create new possibilities for entire communities. They show us that success isn't something you chase, it's something you define, create, and share. So, where do we go from here? If you're sitting in this audience with privilege, whether that's white privilege, male privilege, class privilege, or all three, I challenge you to move beyond passive allyship. Invest in Black women owned businesses. Advocate for policy changes that address funding disparities. Examine your own networks and ask who's missing from your table of influence. If you're a Black woman entrepreneur, know this: your persistence isn't just admirable, it's revolutionary. Every barrier you overcome doesn't just advance your business, it creates cracks in systems designed to exclude. Your success matters not just for your bottom line, but for generations to come. And if you're anyone else with a dream that seems impossible because of who you are or where you come from, remember that the most powerful form of success isn't just overcoming barriers, it's transforming them into bridges for others. The American dream has always been more promise than reality for too many. But through the determined efforts of visionaries like Latoya Malone and the entrepreneurs she champions, we're witnessing the emergence of a new dream, one that doesn't ask people to succeed despite the system, but demands we build systems where success is truly accessible to all. How will you leverage your unique journey, regardless of where you're starting, to rewrite what success looks like for yourself and those who come behind you? Because in the end, true success isn't measured by how high you climb, but by how many you lift as you rise.